Hello and good evening. Welcome to this live stream. Can you all put your big beautiful behinds in the chat? That would make me happy. I see Xag was already doing that. There you go, thank you. I visited the Netherlands today and went from Enschede to Hengelo by train. That's not very far, unless you mean the other Hengelo, which is a bit smaller. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Good afternoon from America again. Ooh, you're back in America. How was your trip, Carrie? I mean, I already know it was good, because, you know, we got updates in between, but as a whole. Also, thank you for the 28 months, Schleek. And the 18 months, Jarsnel. And the 100-bit Slime. We already got a hype train going on. Well, the first Rollercoaster Tycoon stream of March is already a success. Hi Marcel, first time I'm catching you live. Well, welcome, Indigo MacLean. It was nice though, good. Yeah, Dutch trains are nice. Although, you know, could stand to have a little bit more of train tracks and more frequent trains here in the north. But other than that, the trains themselves are really good. They're barely late, at least where I live. So it's good. Kill 69 guest. Yeah, I saw that, but you know, it'll be due in time. Same with Duvel. I didn't see, or whatever you want the park to be named. You'll have to say when I can name it. Ooh, thank you for the gifted sub, Slime. Well, speaking of the park, let's get going. You know, why wouldn't we? So, I thought today we would be playing Millennium Mines. And while it's loading, we're gonna be a millionaire. Which means we're not gonna charge for the entrance. We're only gonna charge for the rides. We're going to use the prize manager. There we go. Yeah, I'll do free transport rides. That's fine. And we're going to absolutely charge the shit out of everything. Oh, and I'm gonna give myself the ATM. Obviously. There we go. Okay. We have the most important ride in the game. The ATM. So. This is Millennium Mines. And we're gonna be a Millennium Mines millionaire. So, Duvel. What did you want the park name to be? Also, guest 69. Are they still in the park? Yes, they are. Well, they're on the train. Well, not for long. There we go. Do we have water? Yes, we already have a drowning pond. Nice. Alright. I like this mine. I like this train. It's a really... You know, with all the different tunnels on different levels, I think it looks really, really cool. Why these weird numbers though? Also, wait for full load. That's nonsense. Look at this. Just... It looks cool. I loved this so much when I was a young kid. It's absolutely fantastic. And I still like it. Het is friet niet patat. It's both. I use them pretty much interchangeably. I don't even know which one's supposed to be the one we say in the north. I think it's patat, but I'm not sure. Let's start with... Yeah, these four. That's fine. Thank you for the prime sub, Vinnikid. Mijn. Ah, just like my mine, except in Dutch, they're both exactly the same. Like, the mine is mine. Alright. We don't have a drink stall yet, but I can do those two. Also, I'm gonna remove those fences, because I'm gonna need to build off of that later. Now. Obviously, you start with a merry-go-round. That's basically the law. Hey, thank you for the sub, Yukarama. God, that's so nostalgic, isn't it? Just, you're sitting at your computer, it's a Saturday morning, it's 9 AM, you're 6 years old, you have like a big, bulky monitor, and you're playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. You know, it's the year 2002 or whatever. That's some great memories. Alright, let's see. Yarsnel, what did you want? Apparently someone got banned. Cool. Let's see. Wooden coaster. Do I have a wooden coaster available? I do. Classic wooden coaster. Which means that we do not have banked turns. Well, not sloped banked turns. And the banked turns we do have are extremely mildly banked. You'll see in a minute. Would someone delete that? I saw messages disappear, so I'm pretty sure messages have been gone. Have been deleted. I didn't even properly see the message. You know? I just saw something disappear. But that's why I have mods, and that's why I have good mods. Does banning them auto-delete the message? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. Actually. So this is the banking we have, which is pretty mild. It doesn't even have helixes, by the way. Look at that, no option for helix. Hey, we got a raid. Welcome, Mirf. And 3 others. How you doing? We're playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, obviously. And we're doing Millennium Mines. We've just started. You know, as you can see, I'm building my first coaster. We're gonna be a millionaire. Made a few alterations. Well, one alteration. Which is that I added the cash machine. And I'm using a plugin to do all the prices. So that I can make a lot of money. Okay, let's get the ghost train going on. Quite like that feature. Hang on, 4? A chain lift hill speed range from 4 to 8. I've never seen that before. Well, presumably I have when I played Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, you know, 25 years ago, but... Well, not quite 25 years ago, 22 years ago. But I don't remember that. And it doesn't exist in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I do know that. Drink some water. That's a good idea. Yeah. Hello, I'm good. I was playing a nice chill indie puzzle game and thought my viewers would be safe in your hands. I wouldn't be so sure about that. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I will have to raid and run because I'm starving and dinner is ready. Well, have a nice dinner. And thank you for coming by. Stopping by, coming along, whatever. Ooh, let's go underground. That's fancy. Hell yeah. Yeah, have you seen my kill count? Have you seen my latest video on my main channel? We need money. Why? Wait a minute. What? What just happened? I am positive, but it shows it like it's negative. Because it's red and I can't build anything. I just borrowed 10k more money. Well, that's a bug. What happens if I set my money to 10k? That works. What happens if I do this? Okay, so it seems that if you go in the negatives, then it screws up. Well, that's fine. I just need to... You know, once we start making a bit of money, we won't go into the negatives anyway. So that's not a problem then. I can still break again. Well, I hope soon you won't be able to break anymore. I know what you mean. I'm just being pedantic. I just need to make sure I don't go negative again. Okay, let's go back to the station. We're at this correct height, actually. Do we have a photo section? Yes, we do. Which is nice for making money. And then this can be a nice elongated turn. There we go. Can we have low water splash? Does it have available to the... Does it have access to the water splash? It does. Hang on. Oh, it's the land that's in the way. Never mind. I can lower the land. Hang on. No. There we go. So, that one. Yeah. Look at that, baby. Okay, color right of your choice. Make this woody purple. I like that you just said make it purple, because that leaves room for interpretation. And I can actually make it look nice. You see, those are the coloring channel point rewards that I like. Does it have to be entirely purple? Or is just mostly purple good enough? That's it. Let's go under it here. And then mostly purple is good enough. Nice. I can do some real nice stuff with that. Okay. Open. Well, no, that's the real road. Open up. Drown 420. Of course. I wonder. Will there ever be? Well, we don't have 420 yet. Not even close. But I wonder, will there ever be a stream where the first two guests... Oh, it just went wrong again? We didn't even go negative. It just glitched out. Okay, I'll set my money to 7k. Because that's, you know, somewhat accurate. No, not 700, you idiot. Hang on. And then I'll load up an old version. Okay, that's fine. Save. Millennium Mines stream 2022 3. Okay. I was gonna advertise, but they'll have to wait for a minute. So let me get an older version of OpenRCT. All development build. I'll take one from 3 days ago. That'll be fine. Probably. Because I don't think this one can run in the latest. Let's see. Portable. And then let's install it. Extract. Okay. You can go. And then we'll start up the new one. Oh my god, that is loud. Okay, that's better. My apologies for that. Alright. File contains invalid data. Well, I guess we'll have to start over then. That's a shame. I can't even save and rebuild the ride. Because, you know, just to be sure, I'm going to just run the full version, not a development version. Let's see, old versions 0.4.2. Yeah, refund that thing. You know, I'll build a new wooden coaster. I'll, you know, do mostly the same. Okay, this is the latest release version. This one shouldn't have any issues. Can't load it here either. Or will it just crash? Oh no. What did you do, Carrie? What happened? Can you... Disable shield mode or whatever. Oh, this is already disabled. Anyway. Let's load up Dynamite Millennium Mines again. It's an accident. Accidents happen. It's fine. We all make mistakes. It's kind of fitting with the mistake that the devs made with the bug. Let's see. Cash machine. Okay, let's get going again. I had that here. I had that like there. And I had a merry-go-round there. Whoops. Like that and that. And then, I had removed that. Also, hang on, your fire staff. I hadn't hired staff yet. So it would have been useless anyway. Okay, let's increase the loan. And then let's build a wooden coaster. Okay, so I think I built it like roughly there. I did something like this. And then I went down like that. And then up like that. And then... Okay, this is gonna be... No. I'm pretty sure this was to 25 meters too. And then I went down. Yeah, this is ever so slightly different. But it's accurate enough. And then we'll go up here. And then we'll go around like that. And we'll go up. Am I still... I don't know. And then we'll do here a photo section. And we'll do a water splash here. Okay, yeah, I'm still one out of sync. There we go. That's roughly the coaster I built. That's pretty accurate. It's not entirely accurate. I think I went over this time. No, wait, there was still like an extra turn in here. Oh well, close enough. Let's build a queue line. Ooh, rain. I don't have an info kiosk yet. And not that I mean I haven't built it yet, I literally don't have it available. Yeah, damn it. There we go. Hi Marcel, how are you today? I'm very happy today. Thank you, Piscreate. Oh, and thank you for the follow, DannyGirl84. Also, hang on. Where's guest 69? On the train again, aren't we? Well, now you're not on the train anymore. Also, I just, you know, lowered the noise because it was very loud at the start. Is it good? The game noise, you know, the volume. Is it too loud, too low, or good? Hello from New York. Ooh, greetings back to New York. That's a big city. It's good. Nice. Thank you. Okay, hang on. Actually, I'm gonna continue building from here. So that we can once again go under there. Hang on. And then we'll go there. Alright. And that's that. Let's see, the price manager is on, right? Yes. And let's hire some staffs. Whoa, haha. Good morning, head beer manager. I don't have to guess where you're from. I mean, well, technically you could be Belgian. Or you could also be any random, from any random country and just have a Dutch name. But that's a small chance. Alright, gonna make this coaster purple in a minute. Yes, I'm going to make it purple, Gary. I didn't forget about that. It's amazing how fast you can, you know, I rebuilt this park in like 5 minutes. Maybe 10. But very quickly, because if you don't need to think about what you're doing, and, you know, you got the mechanics of how building in the game works down, which, yeah, I do, then you can build really fast. Of course, my speedrun experience helps in that too. I saw a picture of a tulip field in the Netherlands and it was absolutely beautiful. They are beautiful. I don't have them around here though. More in the south and in the west. Well, more kind of the, you know, Flevoland, North Holland, South Holland, that kind of region. But basically anything below Zwolle is south for me. Okay, let's build a twist. I'll drown 420, by the way, as soon as they... Oh, I still need to do the purple. As soon as they get into the park. Okay, let's do the purple. We'll go very dark purple here. We'll go bright purple on here, and we'll do a bit of... No, is this what I want? This looks pretty cool. How about that bright purple? No, we need the light purple. No, that's white. And here we'll go for the kind of pinkish trains. I say pinkish, that's just pink. It looks pretty nice. 2 fry stands, 1 friet and 1 patat. I like that idea. Hang on, I had fry stand there, yes. Okay, so they're on either side of the toilet. And neither one is opposite a junction. So neither one has that advantage. Obviously, patat started with a bit of an advantage, but exactly 0. So it's not a very big advantage. I passed empty airfield today thanks to you. Congratulations, Dragons Den. Okay, let's overwrite this previous save file, which is ruined. And we're properly on our way now. And what I was going to do is advertise. Hang on, why could... Oh wait, it's chips, of course. You advertise for not one single shop, but for your shop as a whole. Oh, I need to 0 this, of course. And then price manager. Update all prices. There we go. Now we're paying 16. But the guests that already paid to get into the park don't want to pay that much. But they can just F right off. I made the mistake. I should have reduced it at the start, but I forgot. I did do that previous time. The first time. Thank you for the follow, Frostwolf, Howler, Dragons Den. And thank you for the sub, Spinal44. You need to rename the park as well. Right, yeah. Do you ever feel like you can't get the same sandboxy feel for this game once you know all the optimizations and you don't just plunk down rides whenever you like when you were a kid? No. Well, yes and no. I used to get that. But then I started streaming. And then I started doing random crap. And then it became like that again. Because you know, this wild mouse, I'm not plunking down rides. I barely use pre-builds, but I'm just building a random ass ride. And I still optimize in my mind automatically, because that's just what I do. You know, that's just how I build. There's no, I can't I can't get it out of my system, but I don't do it on purpose. But that doesn't mean that I don't get that kind of sandboxy feel anymore. And I get that especially during streaming. But I also get it for the Marcel Play series, which will return. But I'm working on some other big videos right now. And also with the speed skating, I was pretty busy. Also, did anyone watch the speed skating this weekend? Usually when I ask, no one has watched it. But it was the World Championships today, so I have a feeling there's a chance that some people will have watched it this time. Yes, we got a yes. For the first time ever. Well, maybe not the first time ever, but one of the first times. I like you, Major Geeks. I like you very much. Marcel single-handedly keeping speed skating alive as a sport. It's not like a massive sport, but you know, it's decently big. On a global scale, it's fairly small, but in the Netherlands, it's quite big. And some countries as well. But someone said, any records? Yes. So Irene Schouten skated what might be the best 5k, which is 5,000 meters ever. She broke the track record with 4 seconds, and the low altitude world record, by 2 seconds, which were both already hers. And she skated the 3rd time ever. Now, why do I say low altitude? Well, the 2 fastest times were both set in Salt Lake City at 1,400 meters above sea level. Less air pressure, you go significantly faster. Usually, it's impossible to go as fast on low altitude as you do on high altitude, except for the 10 kilometers for reasons. But she almost managed it. She was just a little bit more than 2 seconds behind the world record. The record for just the ladies or both? Just the ladies, of course. You know, she skated the time of 6:41. Oh yeah, I can drown 4:20. Yeah, she skated the time of 6:41.25. The world record is 6:39.02. For comparison, 6 minutes that is. Oh, I can't drown it yet. As a comparison, the world record for the men is 6 minutes 1 second, and 56/100th of a second. So, yeah, that's a 38-second difference. That's never gonna happen. Oh yeah, I did get the... Not only did I get Leah pregnant, I got a baby in Stardew. Alright. I did that. Thank you for the 17 months, Donzia. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's build a long flume. You know, hang on. Who said that? Major Geeks. You said the 10k was awesome to watch. Giotto's race and Roost's attempt to beat it, those were cool to watch. The other races, frankly, I found incredibly boring. Sure, Jorrit Bergsma skated a decent race, but it was not exciting at all, really. And same goes for Bloemen. Jan Bloemen. And the other ones were just bad. I think it's funny how often altitude air pressure does end up mattering in pro sports. Yeah, it's just because there's less air, so things go faster. You know, the reason you slow down when you're, you stop pedaling on a bike or you stop pushing as a skater, is because you bump into air. There's a bit of rolling resistance and gliding resistance, but that's a very small part. It's because you're bumping into air particles. So the lower the air pressure, the lower the fewer air particles. And, the average air pressure at sea level in Heerenveen, where this World Championships was, is about 1015, 1010 millibar. And it doesn't really matter what that means, but the average air pressure in Salt Lake City is about 870. So that's about like 15% lower. Which is very significant. So you go a lot faster. But that does differ per distance, and that's wildly interesting. If you do calculations for different distances, which I have done, of course I've done that, you'll find that the difference is the largest on the middle distances, the 1500 meters. Which is because on the 500 meters, a very big part of it is getting up to speed. Runners reach their top speed, after maybe 30 or so meters. I'm not sure exactly. But speed skaters usually reach their top speed after around 300 to 400 meters. It takes a while longer. So, and when you're getting up to speed, air pressure is a lot lower. So it doesn't, air resistance is a lot lower because you go a lot slower. So it doesn't matter as much. And then, for the longer distances, especially the 10K, the difference is that there's less oxygen at altitude. And at those distances, regaining oxygen is starting to get really important. And you notice the lack of oxygen at higher altitudes. And that's why it's possible that the world record on the 10K is currently set on a low altitude rink. Beijing Olympic Games last year. We're pretty much out of money. Well, I'm going to keep advertising. That one's pretty much useless. That one's good. I'll do that one on the merry-go-round. I can afford that one now. And I'll advertise for the classic wooden coaster here. Is the oxygen intake something you can acclimatize yourself to? Yes, but it's still a noticeable difference. On average, the 10K at altitude is still a little bit faster than the 10K on low altitude rinks. But the difference is small enough that a really good race on low altitude can be a world record. And also, it differs per skater. The ones that always train at altitude, mostly Americans and Canadians, because they've got a high altitude rink, they are usually better at skating at high altitude. Not always. But on average they are better than Europeans and Asians. Is 420 already dead? No, I can finally drown them. We have 2 guest 7s. It's because it restarts the count in a Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 scenario. Let's see. 420 will die. Bye-bye. Good die. And it's then on the middle distance, which is the 1500 meters. You have both enough of, maintaining top speed and not needing that much oxygen that you don't already have in your body. in your muscles and stuff, that it's the perfect balance for having the highest benefit at altitude. I live at about 300 meters above sea level, and going above about 570 meters make me start to feel sick if I'm not careful about my water intake. That's interesting, because I live at, well, pretty much 0. Maybe like 10. I mean, I don't live on the first floor, so then I maybe live at the 20 meters above sea level. But that's interesting, because I went to a holiday to France and Germany last year. And I've also been skiing plenty of times, you know, at even higher altitudes. And I've never had any issues with that. So I've never had altitude sickness, so it's definitely also a personal thing. But if you can avoid it, that's good. Oh, I don't need to do this. It already does the 20 thing automatically. Look at this. If I lower it, it'll get set back to 20 in a minute. If I fall, yeah, there we go. It's already back to 20. What's the highest you've ever been? I've never smoked weed. So, I have never been high. No, the highest I've ever been, I don't know. It probably on some vacation when I was a young kid. I'm pretty sure at some point we went to like somewhere between 3,000 and 3,500 in somewhere in France. So, probably somewhere around there, but I'm not sure. I would have to ask my mom, but I'm pretty sure she won't remember either. Mont d'Aiguille du Midi. I don't know. There are a million mountains in France. What's the chance that it's exactly that one? I did go skiing a lot of times. In a place called Les Sept Lots, which is French for the 7 lakes. And it's a skiing area with 3 different villages. The biggest one, which we always stayed at, was Prapertel. Second one was Plenay. And the third one, which was not really even a town, it was very tiny, was Pipet. And you could ski from one to the other. It was very nice. How many roads are there? I mean, if you wanted to drive between the towns, yeah, that would take a long time, because you need to take the long way around. But you could just drive up to the towns. We did that we always did that. We just drove up to the town, you know, a lot of hairpin bends. It was great fun. I think the highest there was about like 2,300 meters in that skiing resort. Also, I need to drink some water. And oh, how many roads are there? Oh, that was a general geography question. I don't know. Millions? Probably. I think a problem there is, what is a road? You know, obviously a big highway, you know, the US Interstate 5 or whatever, you know, that's a road. And the street you live on, that will count that as a road as well. But what about the path that, you know, goes through a forest? That doesn't have a hard surface, it's all just sand. Is that a path or is it a road? Go through the loop. The coaster doesn't really fit that. I think there's one road per continent since they're all connected. Well, that's just not true. First off, I'm pretty sure there are all kinds of small roads and jungles and whatever that just aren't connected to the other bit. To the big main section. But also, you know, North and South America aren't connected with roads. And they're one continent. I know that Barrow, Alaska, which is no longer called Barrow technically, but Barrow, Alaska isn't connected to the outside world. And it has plenty of roads. Lots of villages in Alaska aren't connected to the outside world. So, you know, if you're talking about road systems, there are many of them in the world. Well, you guys are very active with the channel point rewards today. Is that connected? Yes, it is. Nice. Oh, we can only have one train? Well, then we'll go 7 cars. If that makes you happy. Drown a guest whose favorite ride is the haunted heist. It's 55 guests. How would I figure that out? Let's see. They're on the right. I'll just wait until they're finished and then I'll go through them. And see if any of them has it as their favorite. I suppose. I don't know how long the haunted heist takes. Let's see. Where does it say that? There we go. Favorite. Oh. Well, that's a few already. That's most of them. Well, that makes my job easier. Bye-bye, guest 158. The highest you've ever been. Yeah, for me it's 1500, 3500. That's a very large margin though. You could have put in another one there. Congrats to the one person who's been above 6900 meters. So either you've been to the highest point in... yeah, we don't include planes. If you've been... You know, if that was truly on land... Then either you've been to the highest point in South America, or you've been to Central Asia. Because I believe the highest point in South America, the Aconcagua, or something like that, is about 6925. Planes you count as the cabin pressure altitude, so that's about 3000 meters. 2500, something like that. Okay, let's build a path around here. Okay, so what about my channel redemption? Oh, did I miss that? My bad. A lot of channel point redemption happened. Can you call it just the water splash of the wooden coaster yellow? Sure. I'll keep the main track this color. Then I'll do this. That fits quite nicely. Oh, hang on, I did that the wrong way around. Or did I... No, I did not. I did do it the right way around. Just looks a bit different on the water splash. Oh no, I'm stupid. I'm very stupid. Those last ones are the supports, you idiot. I did these two the wrong way around. There we go. Anyway, let me scroll down again. Aconcagua is 6961. Okay, well, I was close. I at least had correct that it was somewhere in the 69. But then again, I never forget a 69. Well, what ride do you want to name, Rotsepopo? And obviously, what do you want to name it? Okay, the most important ride. A cash machine. And no, I want that. There and there. So, I could ask, are there any Americans in the chat? But the answer is obviously yes. The reason I ask is, do you know who Jordan Stoltz is? Are there any Americans here in the chat who know who Jordan Stoltz is? So, no one has heard of him. Is he a speed skater? Yes. He is the new Eric Heiden. Now, some of you may have heard of Eric Heiden, because he was one of the best speed skaters to ever live in the late 70s, early 80s. And Jordan Stoltz just won 3 world titles this weekend at the World Championships. Not a single man before has won 3 individual world titles and 1 World Championships. It has happened at the Olympics in the past. Eric Heiden, for example, he won 5. But at the World Championships, which was introduced in '96, it hasn't happened yet. Yeah, it's told. He's only 18. He's still a junior. Next season, he's not a junior anymore, though. He got a whole bunch of junior world records as well. Skated some more low altitude ones this weekend. He is just incredibly good. How are Friet and Patat doing? I'll look at it in a minute. Also, someone asked earlier, what's the highest speed that speed skaters can achieve? The fastest lap ever skated is 23.94, which was skated by Pavel Kulishnikov in 2019, which is an average speed, it's 400 meters long, of slightly over 60 kilometers per hour. And his top speed was about 62.5, just before he went into the second turn. That's also that he did that when he skated the world record on the 500 meters. The fastest speed ever achieved on ice skates, but that wasn't in an official competition. It was with the help of a windshield, just to see how fast you could go if you removed all the air in front of you. Was achieved by Kjeld Nuis last year, when he went 103 kilometers per hour, I believe. Slightly over 100. Did you show the video once? I don't think I've shown the video, but I have mentioned it before. Do practices also count? No, because you don't measure those. But people don't often reach their top speed, especially like that. You know, they often don't have top shape during practices. Practicing speed skating involves very little actually skating at competition level speed. Obviously it does, but you're not like doing 4 hours of that in a row just trying to skate your best 500 meters. Official training competitions do count. But usually the fastest times get skated in proper big international competitions or national competitions. Not training competitions. Thank you for the 17 months, Shemengi Park. Marcel, glad to have caught you. Hope you're having a good Sunday. I am, thank you. RCT needs an ice rink attraction right for people. I'm pretty sure it already exists. Hang on. Oh, by the way, I need to advertise. But I can look at to see if it exists. Look in the right list. I will all the ads. There we go. Now, if we go to object selection and we enable custom, ice. There we go. Ice skaters. Or ice skating rink. I like the previous one better, I think. Where is it? Is it not available yet? Hang on, inventions list. That's the space rings. Where is it? I thought I just added it. Or is it... No, it's not a transport ride or anything. Water rides? No. No, it was a gentle ride. Yeah, if we do... select it only. It's not... Oh, it is... Oh, it's a... Oh, it's a car ride variant. Oh. Hang on, then I don't want that. I'll search for ice again. Do we also... There we go, space rings, much better. Ice skating rink 1. Let's add it right here. And the little queue line. How quaint. And there they go. They just circle around, because, you know, it's a space rings. There are 4 spaces for guests to circle around. That's how space rings works. Also, I never saw a name from you, Rotspijpel. I might have missed it. There are a lot of comments today. The chat is much more crowded than usual. Oh, that guy fell. They all fall. You know, they all do the same pre-defined animation, I believe. It is nice though. I like it. It's a good custom ride. Okay, let's look at Friet versus Patat. Friet has sold 136. Patat has sold... Well, that's a roller coaster. Patat has sold 129. It's pretty much even. Wow, I mean, it's to be expected. But still, I'm surprised at how close it is. Friet is in the lead. Yeah, the park is taking shape nicely. We're getting a new thrill ride. I don't need more thrill rides after. Yeah, you know, maybe I'll get like launched free fall or something. I'm done with shops though. I have all the shops I need. Do you have a third fry stall? I do, but it's on the other side of the park. I might even have a fourth. No, I don't. Okay, let's build a river rapids. And let's build it right here. Call this Frietje Met. I have a better idea. Patatje Oorlog. I've never had that. But it's a sort of a meme. And, you know, lots of people like it. That translates to war fries. Yes, war as in the killing each other thing, which nations do. And it's something with satay sauce, like peanut sauce. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I've never had it. But apparently it's good. Peanut sauce, onions, and mayo. Aha. It sounds interesting. Although I prefer to just have ketchup and mayo instead of peanut sauce and mayo. By the way, our mayo is very different from your standard American type mayo. I believe American mayo is much more like sour? Something like that. In Germany, I discovered that their McDonald's sell curly fries. Do McDonald's? I didn't know McDonald's did that. I thought it was a Burger King only thing. Or at least, you know, between those two only. Now, you know what's the classic drinking meal fries thing? It's a capsalon. Capsalon is like fries with probably mayo or something. And then doner kebab meat and salad leaves on top. Like iceberg salad or something like that. And, well, lots of sauce. I've had it once. And it was great. Ah, it's a knoflooksaus. Right, I forgot. I had it when I was at Donderdag Meppeldag. Has anyone heard of that? Thank you for the follow, Kieverton. I know Meppel. Yeah, I expected at least a few people to know of Meppel. It's the city where I went to high school. And Donderdag Meppeldag, which is translates to Thursday Meppel Day, is a thing that they have a few times in the summer. Where it's just basically partying. We got home at 6 AM. Very drunk. I had frikandel in Enschede today. Nice. Okay, I kind of want to path just around the mining area. We're gonna get rich from umbrellas now that it rains. Also, the first time I was at Donderdag Meppeldag, I saw my old chemistry teacher in one of the clubs. In the Lord Nelson. He was only, he wasn't my proper teacher. I was like, he was still learning. So he taught us a bit. He was, you know, I was at the time like 17, 18. And he was probably like 23, 25, something like that. He was a pretty cool guy. I also saw a girl there who I knew from the Boy Scouts. Well, not boy, a girl who I knew from the Boy Scouts. Yeah, that makes sense. No, just General Scouts. Who I hadn't seen in a few years. And then we stumbled into each other then. Just said hi and moved on. Because we were both drunk. Well, I was drunk and she was probably too. Why else would you be in the Lord Nelson? What an amazing local food that you think other countries are missing out on. Frikadelle. Frikadelle is pretty amazing. Okay, obviously we need a cash machine here. Also, a frikadelle is useful, well, when it's frozen anyway. If you just, if you're lonely and want to have some fun. No, I don't want to build a go-kart. That's terrible throughput. Well, terrible moneymaker. Hey, I don't judge. I'm pretty sure people have done that. It's a hot dog. Well, it's the same shape. Basically. It's not a hot dog, but it's made of meat and it's the same shape roughly. Yeah, it's basically a stick. Frikadelle is basically like a stick of leftover meat. I believe that you'll have cow, pig, sometimes a bit of horse. It's really good. What's the difference? It just looks like a hot dog to me. Two things that look the same from the outside and are roughly the same size aren't necessarily the same. You know, a red ball filled with lead isn't the same one as a red ball filled with gold. Unidentified meat stick. You know, you could just... That could be a way to describe a glory hole. I looked it up and this was what I saw on Wikipedia. The shape of the frikadelle could have been phallic on purpose. What? The writer P.C. Hoofd called frikadelle a recipe for old spinsters. Also a special version of the frikadelle was served to pregnant women according to 18th century cookery books. Interesting. I have no idea how true that is. Could be entirely false, but it sounds fun. That way. I quite like this coaster. It might be going slightly too fast in this little unbanked upwards turn, but we'll deal with that when we'll get to the testing phase. Nee, dat vrij stop patatje conflictsituatie. Nee. I don't get that joke. I mean, it's probably a play on words on war, but yeah. Drown anyone leaving. Hang on, there we go. It's in testing mode. Actions. Let's see. Leaving. Oh, wrong button. Where's leaving the park? It was somewhere. There we go. Found it. Oh, they literally just left the park. I need to be quick. Alright. Well, or just need to abuse the pause button, I suppose. I might need some more staff soon. I only have 5 handymen. Which isn't really a lot. I'm starving. I haven't eaten in like a day. Well, I have a solution for that. You know, you could eat. Thank you for the follow. Gestalt aggregation. And fire all the staff. There we go. Thank you. Because now is probably still a pretty good time. Because I could still just about get by. So now it won't happen later. Yes, it was very on purpose that I managed to get it to happen now. We literally got to this after some innocent person asked about food recommendations around the world. Well, isn't that the beauty of Twitch chats? That it can go in random directions. Not just Twitch chats, online chats in general. Well, not just online chats, basically conversations. I've had conversations with friends that went in random directions like that too. It's fun. You never know what to expect. One day you're talking about just food, and the next day you're talking about how to take over the world using frozen frikadellen. Or something like that. Is this gonna... If I just go down like that, well, I'll just go in the ground then. Got no choice. Also, the mine train isn't very popular. I'm guessing it's too intense. Ah, that's a 3.29. I think I would count that as too intense. Hey Max, welcome. Hey, you said back before I got the raid message. Oh, and whoever's with you. 2 others. Who you probably stole from me. Yeah, it's this tiny turn. I need to fix that. Okay, that doesn't quite work. What if I do this? There you go. That works perfectly. What did I miss? Using frikadellen for other stuff than just eating. That's what we talked about. Ah, Slime was raiding with Max. Well, welcome back, Slime. Can I do this into a half loop? Will it make this? Okay, I can't do that. I can't go the other way either. I think it's probably a better idea to do that here. Because then it can properly fit. Action Hero's frikandel weapon. Looks like you're going to freak a hell. I like that. You should write that book. Or film. Did you ever had a gehakt saus? I've had plenty of sauces which involved gehakt, which is just, you know, ground beef. So, unless you mean a specific kind of gehakt, yes? Let's see, what if I place that on the other side? Guess not. No, probably not. Otherwise I would have known what you meant. I watch speed skating a lot. Does that count as doing a sport? No? Well, I counted anyway. Too bad. That's a pretty long queue line, baby. Also, this queue line is filled up. I'm very happy to see that. Do bike rides for fun work other rather than explicitly for exercise count? Yes. That does count. Just living is an activity. You know, living for a whole day burns more calories than a 1 hour bike ride. Of course, living is kind of the default, so it doesn't count. But still. Let's have some water. Also, I can rehire staff. "20 handyman. 7 mechanics. And yeah, that's plenty. Will you ever host an open RCT2 server? I might do it again for like a multiplayer live stream, but probably not like one that's open for a long time, you know, like Dirklink does. I also had a pretty bad experience last time I did that, which was mainly because there was, you know, there was a spammer who was just annoying, you know, spamming all kind of curse words and more offensive words that I can't say, otherwise I will be crucified for it. And OpenRCT2 has no tools for me at all to moderate that. So I could ban them, but that I could in no way, you know, prevent them from joining again 5 seconds later. And of course I need to drink water again. Subs only then. Yeah, I could make it invite only. But still. I don't know. But we'll see. You know, I might try it again sometime in the future. And use the bathroom. I never use the bathroom when I stream. Well, not never, but rarely. I think in the 2 years and a few months that I've been streaming, which is more than 200 streams, I've only used the bathroom in a regular length stream once. Obviously more often in the longer live streams. Yeah, I did it during the speedrun of the entire campaign, but that live stream was 10 hours long. Okay, time for a loop. Okay, so the millionaire thing will definitely not happen this stream. We've been stuck on like 14k for a while, apparently. Maybe that's because it rains a lot. We need to go to at least like 50 or 70k. Will we get to 1 million in somewhat of a speedy fashion? I always like this, combining large and small helixes. It makes them look, well, just more interesting. I could, of course, just optimize a bit and, you know, do a few micro corkscrews. That, I usually do that, I think, in the millionaire streams. Will you guys complain if I do that? Will you call it cheating? Yes, of course you will. Then again, what else did I expect? When I ask a question like that, obviously the answer is yes. Even if it's actually no, people are gonna say yes. Because that's how that works. You know, people be trolling. So it's basically just a dumb question to ask. And there we have our corkscrew coaster. I hope it makes it. I didn't test it. Well, I'm testing it now. Okay, that's a nice speed through the loop. I have used several cheats during this live stream already. I've added the ATM and I've added, which is used quite liberally by the way, look at that. And I've added the ice skating ride, which is a terrible ride by the way, because it's a space rings. 216 an hour. Even the haunted heist goes up to 900 an hour. Okay, let's open it up. You should be able to charge a fee for ATM transactions like banks do in real life. Do they also do that in the Netherlands? I thought withdrawing money from an ATM was free here. Is this on Steam? Well, Open RCT2 isn't, but the regular RCT2, yes, that's how I got it. It is free. Okay, good. I was right on that. Drown a guest that really needs to empty their bladder. Well, I need to go to the toilet. Well, no longer, I suppose. Okay, that's not really. That's really. Look at me. Look at me walk. Oh, now he doesn't walk like that because he has an umbrella out, and there's no animation for walking. You know, holding his crotch and also holding an umbrella at the same time. But, well, you can pee now. No, you're in the water. No one will notice. Oh, you're dead. Whoops. Okay, let's now build this stand-up roller coaster. First, before we do that, can we buy any land? No. Becoming a millionaire is a stupid idea. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish that, but we'll see how it goes. Also, it rains again. This is not very conducive to making lots of money. Because you can only sell guests on Umbrella once. So, you know, it's an easy $20, but once they've bought it, they won't buy it again. An ATM at the theme park in America would probably charge a fee unless some bank sponsored them, and even then non-members of the bank would get charged a fee. I knew that was a thing in America and I always thought it was weird. Okay, let's build that stand up. I'm gonna mess with the climate. Scenario options. Wait, no, that's not the one I need. I need this. No, wait, I do need scenario options. Never mind. Cool and wet. How about hot and dry? I hate rain. Now we're gonna make lots more money. Lots is a combination of the words lots and much. Lots. I do see people sub badges. Lutz or Lutch? No Lutz. Well, that's what I said anyway. You know, we're making up words, so it can be whatever you want it to be. Oh, thank you for the 100 bits, Voodoo. Hello, Marcel and chat. My huge grocery bill got me thinking about my credit cards. In Europe, are credit cards seen as a means for earning rewards and perks, or are they only about financing and fees? Lots of people in the Netherlands, at least, don't even have a credit card. I have a friend who doesn't have one. And because he doesn't have one, I bought his GeoGuessr Pro membership for him. And he paid me back, obviously. Because I do have a credit card. The main reason people in the Netherlands have credit cards is to buy stuff from other countries that you need a credit card for. Most people use Ideal to pay, which is just a way to pay for stuff directly from your bank account. And if you're, you know, that's with online. And if you're just paying in shops and stuff, we just use debit cards from our bank. So it immediately gets subtracted from the money you have on your bank instead of at the end of the month like a credit card. I have a few things on my credit card. With GeoGuessr Pro, for example. You know, there was no other way. Well, maybe there are other ways, but you know, couldn't just use Ideal or anything. So that goes on the credit card. Credit cards are a great purchase proxy. That way, if it ever gets compromised, you can dispute charges. People steal your debit card and like empty your bank account. There's a lot less banks can do for you. Yeah, but I assume that's not really a problem here, because, well, we don't really use credit cards. And also, building credit isn't really a thing. Of course, if you're trying to get a loan, they do look at, you know, do you have any debts and stuff like that. But building, you know, a good or bad credit score, you know, there's sort of a thing like, you know, they can see debt history or whatever, I believe. But there's not, you don't have a credit score. Yeah, that also. You can easily block your debit card. You can call your bank. Or you can apparently use an app for it. Okay, I need to go the other way. How about a cutback here? In North America, you go into debt for everything. Well, that's interesting to me, because, yeah, I've heard people, you know, getting loans for cars. I know that's obviously, some people do that in the Netherlands, but I've never heard anyone talk about it. So, you know, logic dictates that it does happen, but definitely not often. Or at least not in my social circles. How does everyone afford to buy cars with cash? Well, for one thing, our cars are generally a lot cheaper. Let's see. I'll Google. Let's get Google up. Let's go incognito. Average car price US. The average transaction price of new vehicles in the United States reached a record high of $49,500 in December 2022. Average car price Netherlands. In 2022, the average price of an upper medium passenger car from the E segment was close to $104,000. Okay, but that's a very new one. Monthly cost of a car, but let me just Google in Dutch. Gemiddelde autoprijs. Damn, that's more than I expected. Only 6k less. I thought cars were like on average maybe 25k or something. Because I believe the most expensive car my mom ever bought was like 30k. And that was quite a big car. And the one she has now was like 20k. But maybe people get used cars more here. I don't know. Let's see. How often do people loan for a car? Let's see. Okay, 30.5% of the Netherlands borrowed money to buy a car. That's a lot more than I expected. That's why I clarified with my social bubble. Because it might be that it's just, you know, a thing that doesn't happen maybe in, you know, less in people that are highly educated, you know, university educated. Because they generally make more money or something like that. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Don't take any, you know, reason I give for this as truth. That's new car average, not car purchase. That's true. So that's where my hypothesis of us buying more used cars comes in. But I don't know if that's true. Okay, let's go here. Going into debt isn't necessarily a bad thing. No, it isn't. But it does feel, you know, borrowing money for everything does feel a bit weird to me, just because it's not, as far as I know, not as much of a thing here. The only thing that most people, pretty much everyone will, you know, borrow money for is obviously, you know, a mortgage for a house. Because highs are pretty expensive. I have a stepbrother, and both he and his wife, that's a lag spike, that's on the game's part, not your stream. Both he and his wife are doctors. Now obviously, they make really good money. So they bought a 600k house. How about a second merry-go-round? Yeah, good for them. And she's pregnant as well. They're having a kid, and they obviously bought the house with the kid, with the future kids in mind. They bought it before, you know, before she was pregnant, but you know, because they wanted kids. Step niece nephew. I mean, no, yes, but without the step. Technically step, but let's be honest. They're just gonna be real niece and nephew, you know, real uncles. They're not gonna call me step uncle, you know. I'll just be Uncle Marcel. My brother will be Uncle Peter. My sisters will be Aunt Janneke, Aunt Julia. Just like my mom won't be their, you know, step grandmother. They'll just be the grandmother. The idea of buying a 600k house and still being able to afford children boggles my mind. Well, they are doctors. They make lots of money. So they can have a pretty good mortgage. Do you have a good relation with your stepbro? Yes. Of course. Not as close as, you know, with my brother. So there's still a little bit of a difference. We also only got to know each other when we were like 15, 16. So obviously you don't have that entire shared history. But yeah, we have a good relation. You know, if he would need me, don't really see why. But you know, if he would need me, then I would be there for him, and the other way around too. Same with my stepsisters. They're not entirely sisters, but they're pretty much sisters. Also, I often call them sisters when I talk about them online because of the whole, you know, step stuff and stupid jokes people make. Do we not have thrill rides anymore? We do. I want a new thrill ride. I want like a launched freefall. There are so many rings on this river rapids. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it was a bit rough with my stepsisters when we first started living together as a combined family. Ooh, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, Schmangy Park. That was unexpected. But thank you for the support. As I said, it was a bit rough, but then again, they were 12, 13, 14 at the time, and I was just like 3 years older. That's also just puberty. But you know, a few years later, it all worked out. Let's see, which one shall we take? How about that one? Oh, it doesn't... Like, I want to build it one higher, but the path doesn't automatically make it go higher. That's annoying. Least I can do for a year plus of stellar content. Well, thank you. Your YouTube loans give me way more than $50 worth of entertainment. I really like that you say that. Not just because, you know, money, but also because a thing I often see online is people, why would I pay for YouTube? It's just YouTubers. Like, I have YouTube Premium because YouTube is so much entertainment. It's 10 a month. Why would I not have YouTube Premium? There's much more on YouTube than there's on Netflix. But lots of people apparently think that the Netflix subscription is worth more than YouTube, even if they spend more time on YouTube. Because they can also get YouTube for free. They'll just get an ad blocker and, you know, go well on with their day. Not realizing that I would not make my content, or at least far less of it, if I didn't make any money with it. Thank you for the sub, Fluffy TV, and the 50-bit voodoo. People pay $20 for a movie of 2 hours, we won't pay 69 hours worth of YouTube content. Yeah, basically, I know, I know it's why. It's not because people are stupid, because that's just, insulting to people. But it's good, when people are used to getting something for free, and with ads, it kind of doesn't feel like stealing. So I get it. And I understand it when people use ad blocks. I don't get mad about that. The thing I get mad about is when they, online, often on Reddit, but I've seen in YouTube comment sections too. It's about, how YouTubers don't deserve to get paid. It's just YouTube, and who would ever get YouTube Premium when you can just use an ad blocker? Like, I get YouTube Premium because, well, YouTube gets me entertainment. They need money to run their servers. I'm fine with paying for that. Oh, I thought that was connected, but apparently not. Nope. I use Adblock on the web, but I shell out for YouTube Premium so I can feel less bad about supporting creators about not supporting creators I sub to. I use an Adblock sometimes. Why can't I just build this above that so it's connected to that path? That's a really annoying feature. Like, that's why I don't get mad about people using Adblock, because I use one too. But, if I have the option just to easily pay, then I'll do that. This is really annoying. There are lots of places, like for example above here, that I could easily build it, but I can't because the path just gets deleted. I think I already complained about that once. I should do it again. Oh, wait a minute. This does work if I do it like that. I do need to build a path around here, though. Started the free trial of Premium, realized how nice no ads were on phone. Other places where adblock's not an option kept using it. That was sort of my experience. I was using an adblock on my PC for YouTube, but I still got annoyed by all the ads on mobile, especially, from late at night when I want to watch a video and fall asleep during the video, and then there's a loud ad at the end. And I was like, might as well try Premium, and then I never looked back. The whole why would I pay for this thing goes so far deep down where people easily spend 100 on shoes but don't accept paying 5 for a game. Yeah, it's really confusing. To call those individual people stupid doesn't help anyone. Especially because humans do that, show that behavior as a group. Which means that there's something, well, kind of fundamentally human about that behavior. It's the same with, like, because so many mobile phone apps are free, people hate paying for apps. But let's say, it's some kind of app that you use to keep track of your fitness. It's really good at lots of functionalities. You pay $10 for it. Once. You use it 2 years in a row to keep track of all your fitness. You pay $10 for that. Of course, that was easily worth it. But no, people will go for the free version that has lots fewer options and ads and whatever, just because they don't want to spend $10. And that's interesting to me, like how that works psychologically. I use YouTube far more than every other streaming service combined. If I'm going to pay any service, YouTube makes the most sense. Exactly. It's the same for me. So why would I not use YouTube Premium? There are so many basically BBC level documentaries on YouTube made by amateurs. And I say amateurs because they work on their own, but they're professionals, but you know what I mean. For example, Defunct Land. It's not a professional studio or anything. But the one on Who Made the Disney Channel theme, well, that's as good as any TV documentary I've ever seen. Ground gas 1,234. Still going for the easy numbers, aren't we? For the obvious ones. Although this one is chosen not as often, so you still get some originality points. Ooh, they're almost done with the coaster ride. There we go. Bye bye. Good die. Have you ever played Ski Resort Tycoon? Yeah, it was pretty good. I've played Ski Resort Tycoon 1. And it was really good. I should play that. I should see if I can play that live sometime. Now, I like idle games on my phone, and there are a few idle games where I spent like $5 or $10. You know, at some point I was like, well, I've played this for a while. Might as well, you know, give them a bit of reward with my money and get some nice rewards for it as well. Obviously, they hope that I turn into a whale. That's what people who spend lots on mobile apps are called. Whales. That's how they make most of their money. But I don't. I think the most I've ever spent on a single app was Egg Inc., which I spent like $20 on. I played it for like half a year, something like that. You know, a bit when I wake up, a bit when I go to sleep, something, you know, a little bit in between during the day. Spending $20, you know, when I played it for that long, it's not much. So why wouldn't I? Yeah, Egg Inc. is good. But then I got tired of it, basically, because I pretty much finished it. You know, that's how idle games work. You finish them and you get tired of them. I'm now playing Space Miner. Or something like that. I don't know the exact name. But it's pretty good. And there, and there. If idle games give you an option to permanently remove ads for 10 or less, I'll usually do it. Yeah, I also often search for that option. You know, I also bought Word Feud Pro, because I play Word Feud with my mom. And I've played it with others too. And I've bought Pro, it costs $5, I get, you know, some insight into some extra stats. And I get no ads. So why wouldn't I? I've been playing it for years. It was $5. That's like... That's like... maybe like 20% of going out for one dinner. There's no reason for me not to make my experience playing it better. Are the ads still running? No, they're not. Name a ride of your choice. Hang on. 2 minutes ago. What was that? Can I find it? Oh, there it is. By Blue Wing Sniper. Looping Coaster, Black Diamond. Ah, what's your first chat? First chat as well. Welcome to the chat. Have a look around. We got mountains of messages. Some better, some worse. If none of them interests you, you'd be the first. Okay, Black Diamond. It's not really black, is it? Let's make it black. No! Yeah. How about that? I like that look. The black and grey is underused, I feel. At least underused by me. I don't know if it's underused by others. I don't really know what others do. Okay, so now that I've changed the climate to hot and dry, you can basically see where I did that. 14k, 15k, 14k, 12k, 33k, 39, 47. It's just the rain makes such a big difference. So I have a tip for you. If you're making a paper ride scenario and you want to make it more difficult, just make the scenario climate cool and wet. That makes a very big difference. Other than RCT, Stardew and Zoo Tycoon, do you play any other games? Well, I play GeoGuessr a lot. You know, I got that world record a month ago. I play Minecraft. I played with friends last week. I used to play a lot of Age of Empires, but I kind of stopped with that. Ooh, yes, launch freefall. Nice. So I've played a lot of different games. You know, there are old games that I, you know, might pick up in the future. Maybe I'll do another playthrough of Need for Speed Most Wanted. Who knows? Thank you for the follow. More to fight the penguin. I'm Marcel, big fan of your videos. Finally checking out the stream with my roommates. What's your favorite coaster? If types and stats didn't matter. Well, my favorite to build with is the vertical drop coaster. It's also really good. But I can't really separate that because it's good. I frequently build it, and I've grown to like to build with it. Also, you know, it has a high support limit. It has the small level to vertical or level to steep piece, which we saw in last week's video. Well, this week's video technically. You know, it's got the efficient cars with the 6 wide. I like that. I also like, you know, if we're going about coasters that I like without having good stats, for some reason I really like the stand-up coaster. I love the way the track looks. And I just like building with it, perhaps because it's a challenge. I'm not sure, but I just like it. Okay, that's ugly. Like this one has 8.17 intensity, which is just bad. Also, fun fact. Don't you think that this Togo track from the stand-up coaster looks extremely similar? Not the same, but quite similar to the corkscrew coaster track. The Arrow / Vekoma track. Because I think it does. Yet somehow I dislike the look of this track. And I love the look of this track. It's a very small difference. But it changes it dramatically. Been meaning to follow your Twitch. Keep on keeping on, man. Well, thank you. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, that's a good place. Bobsleigh coaster, best coaster. No, I don't really like building bobsleigh coasters. Will this be good? We can go too faster. Nice. I have the opposite. I don't like the Togo track, but like the Vekoma Arrow track. You are weird. Anyone who doesn't share my exact tastes is weird. That's basically how most people go about life, right? It's basically, it's like the same thing to anyone driving slower than you on the road is an old man who needs to hurry up, and anyone driving faster is a speed maniac. Come on, where's a good position? This is starting to look like one of those hyper-dense parks I like to make. I'll just build it here and figure something out with the entrance and exit line. The Heartline is your least favorite coaster ride? No, I think that title would go to the Mini-Sus. Basically, F the Mini-Sus. If I was just in the voice chat on my Discord server, I would not censor myself there. It's annoying to build with. It loses speed incredibly quickly. At least the Heartline is unique. You know, it's got terrible stats. It's fun to make fun of, you know. It's a great gag for YouTube videos and whatnot. But at least it's different. It's interesting. The Mini-Sus isn't different. And it's just awful. And that's its problem. Hang on, I need to launch this one a bit faster. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't mean I really like the Heartline. I would still rather, you know, have it die in a fire. That's not true, but you know, if I could choose coasters to build, the Heartline is near the bottom of the list. But it's not quite at the bottom. Let's use moss green. You know, you have your dark green, your moss green, and your olive green, and your dark olive green, which are greens I rarely use. And I should use them more often. There's some vandalism in the park. Yes, you're right there. I should fix that. Let's see. Highlight path issues. Fix that. Fix that. Oh, there wasn't much. Okay, let's check patat versus friet again. For those who don't know, patat and friet are two words that are used in the Netherlands to, you know, have fried potato sticks to describe that word. You know, would be chips in the UK. Whoopsie daisy. Or just fries in America. And the north calls it patat, the south calls it friet. And we have this one, it's called patat. It had 653 customers. This one's called friet. It had 838. Now that is a significant difference. Last time it was like, we were like at 130 and it was like a 6 difference, which was basically nothing. But now friet wins. Now, the worst thing about me is that I use them interchangeably. You know, we're going to get friet, but I'm eating patat. Basically, you know, I believe how I use it. And apparently some people hate that. Also, someone wants more death. You're not even specifying a number. You just want to see death. Now, I like you. Let's see. Drown, baby, drown. No, not walk. Drown, baby, drown. There we go. You're drowning in land. Quicksand! Okay, now we're getting somewhere on the road to 1 million. Let's pay back the loan. We made nearly 50k in August. Well, even nearly 50k in July. And we have made 50k in September. I would just, you know, vote that we would not call it patat or friet, but just patit. Or fritat. Wouldn't that make the world a better place? You know, we're gonna get some fritat. And now we're back at frikadelle. Because usually, the two most common snacks people get with fritat in the Netherlands are a frikadelle or a croquette. My brother used to always get a croquette with his fritat. And I used to always get a frikadelle. I hate how you mispronounce a word, but I know that haters only encourages you. You know, me mispronouncing words, you know, like September, you know, what I did when I did the months. It's just a fun thing for me. I don't do that just on stream. I do that in general in my life. You know, when I was learning about countries, I would often say things like Guatemala or Venezuela. Just, it's fun. Also, yesterday I was playing some GeoGuessr with a friend, and I was on the Kanalen Island in Utrecht, and I called it Anale Island. I am childish. But I just think it's a bit of fun. And yeah, when people get annoyed at it, it's fun. You know, it's a similar thing with Haunted Heist. I started saying Haunted Heist just because I thought it was funny. Oh, that'll be a small one. But I'm used to that, so it's fine. Okay. Do the downward launch. Let's see if that works. It might crash because it's too small. You know, size does matter. That's what I thought. Heist is just correct. Is it though? Because nowadays I also pronounce... I now also pronounce it heist when it's just one. You know. I'll call this the haunted heist. Instead of the haunted house. I don't think that's technically correct. Or even sounds correct. But it's fun. It's basically just... I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has those things, right? It's just a thing I do to entertain myself at little moments throughout the day. Everyone does that, obviously in different ways. And you go down there. And then we can open you. And let's... And well, not so ugly. That one didn't properly register. Okay, well, this is basically sort of random. And it's hella ugly. Name the park Cleveland, Ohio. I know Cleveland is kind of a meme as being kind of like bad or something. What is it exactly? I'm not American, so I don't know. Cleveland, Ohio. It's just a mundane city. Alright. Okay, it's raining again. But it doesn't rain very often, and there will be a lot of new guests in the park who don't have an umbrella yet. So we'll be making some money from them. You know, it rains every now and then. That might actually be beneficial, unless you're making so much money from rides that it isn't. If it's raining too frequently, then the umbrella profits aren't as noticeable. If you want to know what's up with Cleveland, look at this after the stream, or during if you want to. I don't really want to play other people's YouTube videos on my stream, because I know some people don't like that. And it's sort of freebooting. So, and also I can't really be bothered anyway. I might watch it myself. It's the same for me in my Roller Coaster Tycoon videos with using other people's parks. I do use Dirklink's park sometimes. I used to ask him, but then he just at some point said, you know what, I just give you, you know, you can use whatever park of mine you like. Which is very useful because I don't have to ask him anymore. Where's a good spot? You know what, let's build a few of them here. I have used people's parks sometimes without asking, or even, you know, spots of little clips of people's YouTube videos. But that was always when I advertised their channel. You know, I would say something like, "Oh, Stu did this," and then I'll include a bit of Stu, and then, you know, go check him out. I never asked him for that the few times I did it, but I can't imagine he would complain. Okay, a long straight path so we can put lots of free falls on it. Okay, here we'll go down. I've had a strange week. 3 tornadoes on Monday and rain turned to snow in 2 minutes on Friday. That's a lot more extreme weather than I've had. The most extreme weather I've had this week was a bit of rain. Just like light rain. The Netherlands in general is very quiet weather. I hope you're well though. Well, that's too fast. That's a lot safer. Gotta love that climate instability. Let's see how many RCT parks we can make before the resource wars begin. I'm not worried about any resource wars, you know, those kind of problems in my lifetime where I live. But obviously in my lifetime and your lifetime, we will see a lot more increase in extreme weather conditions. Which I find, on one hand, obviously is a bad thing. Because, you know, people die, people lose their homes, etc. On the other hand, I do find extreme weather quite interesting. So I also follow it with fascination. You know, things like the temperature records we got last summer, you know, the 40.3 in Lincoln, UK. So, it's both good and not good for me. Largest river in Texas. That's probably like the Rio Grande with the border with Mexico, right? I know that's a pretty large river. Oh, fire the staff. Whee! Whee! And we have no other staff. Depends on how much you trust being able to hold back the ocean. Well, currently I live like slightly above sea level, so if the Netherlands floods, I won't flood. Of course, it will still be terrible, but you know, sea level isn't going to rise 20 meters or something in my lifetime. It's not going to be that extreme. So we'll be fine. That whole like doom-like scenario which you see in movies like The Day After Tomorrow, that doesn't happen. Basically, pretty much any rich country, you know, like the US. Well, the US has hurricanes, but it doesn't have hurricanes, you know, like Norway or the UK or Germany or the Netherlands. They will most likely just be fine. Of course, you do have some stuff, you know, the floods in Germany a few years ago, but I think a lot of that damage was preventable. I'm not sure though. Wrong. Oh, is it the Colorado River or something? There's one of those rivers that goes slightly through Texas. Alright, let's have a drink. It's the Trinity River. I've never heard of the Trinity River. Let's see. Largest river in Texas. What do I get? I got the Brazos River. It's apparently the longest river in Texas. List of rivers in Texas. Oh, they just list them, not with any kind of stats. 12 longest. Let's see what's number 1 is. The Rio Grande, this source has. You've bungled the question. What? I don't get it. You want even more death. Will you never be satisfied, Xark? Will your lust for death never be fulfilled? I'll drown this guy. Guest 7. He's drowning somewhere there. Rain again? It's hot and dry, mate. It's not cool and wet. Oh, the Trinity River is the longest river contained entirely within Texas. Oh, yeah. If you don't specify that, then I'm not gonna know. Why is this one suddenly a different color? You know, we have 3 in a row of the same color scheme, and then suddenly we go to a different default color scheme. Does another one fit here? Yes, it does. I wonder why that is. That's a good quote. Now I'm gonna make them all different colors, Schmengi. Not rainbow though. I have one too few for that. This one can go to 104. And so can this one. Open. Open. Let's see, let's put them in order. So 7, 8, 9 Z's, 10 Z's, 10 Z's, 11 Z's. Okay, this one will be... What's a nice 5-color thing we can do? You know what? I'll be patriotic for once. And I'm gonna put this one blue. This one white. This one red. The dark red we have on our flag. This one white again. And this one dark red, dark blue again. Look at that, it's a Dutch flag. Sort of two ways. Looks quite nice like that in the corner of the park. I like it. Does anyone in Europe have a suggestion for a line dance good for a wedding reception that I as an American might not be aware of? Wow, that's a specific question. Also, I can rehire staff. Wow, lots of people that are angry. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to clean up lots of vandalism. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna fire all of them to show you a plugin I got. Look at this. I'm also gonna hire one of these. Okay, and then we have the staff manager. And I'll have this open. Double handyman. Now we have 2. Double handyman. Now we have 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. And double mechanic. Oh, we don't have a mechanic. There we go. Hey, apparently there's a button to fire all staff here. Well, that makes it easier. Okay, the reason I'm gonna save now. Now, watch this. I'm gonna turn this into Furry Town. Oh, it already gets a bit laggy. They're all elephants. They're all elephants. Oh, it's properly freezing. Don't worry about the freezing. It's just, you know, it's just hiring 2,000 staff members. That takes a while. It's not really freezing. It just needs to do its thing. Are elephants even furry? No, not really. They're sort of hidey. They have hide. This takes a while, doesn't it? Interestingly, well, the noise seems to be kind of on a loop. Yeah, I think the noise that we hear is on a loop. God, this is taking a long time. This is taking a really long time. Much more than twice as long as the previous one. Sure, it hasn't crashed. I don't know, it took a long time previously as well when I tried it out a few days ago. When it was just released. That's your CPU grinding the numbers. Well, let's see. It says not responding. It's not using much. Oh, there we go. I knew it wasn't crashed. Hadn't crashed. Look at all those elephants. I'm not gonna do this again, because, look. Look at that. That's just ridiculous. Thank you for the follow, EBC. Name one of the launched freefalls. Classic launched freefall. Sure. Classic launched freefall. Okay, time to fire them all. This takes a while. Will I be done before it's payday? I don't think so. So this is gonna cost me a hefty chunk of money. Well, I'll have fired most of them by that time. 24. Oh no, it's already been paid. I lost 30k. Whoops. I should have lost much more. I mean, it's only a fourth of a month, of course. You have a button to fire all the entertainers. I know. But this is more fun. Because you watch them slowly disappear into the void, into the nothingness. We're almost there, just 500 left to go. And there we go. All gone. Okay, now it's time to fix the cutaway view, all the vandalism, which there is a lot of. Also, all those entertainers, I'm pretty sure, have made the average guest happiness go up a lot. Elephants have gone extinct. Well, then my job is done here. Screw elephants. I mean, they probably wouldn't feel that if you did that, but screw elephants. Ah, just kidding. Elephants are cool animals. I think I've gotten all the benches. Let's now do the bins. Oh, there's... Well, that might just be a new broken bench, because I'm pretty sure there are still some vandals around. Maxed out happiness in 2 seconds. It doesn't quite work like that. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I have looked into it a few times. Into like happiness calculations and nausea calculations and yeah, for calculations for those guest stats in general. Okay, we're getting there. Most vandalism is fixed now. Ask a geography question we had. What will it be? I think this stream we might have had the most channel point rewards ever. At least per time unit. It has been quite a chore to keep up with. Usually it's easily doable because there are not that many, but today it was a lot. If it keeps on being this much in future streams as well, then I might need to reduce how often they can be used or something like that. But you know, every now and then it's fine. I'm pretty sure there was still a bench somewhere that was broken. Or wasn't there? Maybe there wasn't. Oh, there's a bin there. Apparently, approximately how long is the canal connecting the Chesapeake Bay to the Delaware River? I have no idea how far those two are apart. I believe the Chesapeake Bay is like the bay sort of to the left of the downy bit of Maryland. And the Delaware River, well, presumably is like somewhere near Delaware. So that's 50 miles, 30 miles, something like that. There's a bench right in front of the queue. That's broken, is it? Which queue? There are lots of queues here. $14 miles. Okay, so apparently they're closer than I thought. On the left is one. Oh, I see one, yes. Right there. Now it's fixed. It gets quite narrow at the northern extreme of the peninsula. Yeah, but I didn't know where exactly the Delaware River was. I know there's the whole thing with Washington crossing it and, you know, apparently... Or was it Washington? I don't know, one of the founding fellas. Okay, how much... Let's see how much money different rides are making. Inverted Coaster 1 is doing the best. It has a really high throughput. If we're going by customers per hour, it's also by far at the top. So that makes sense. It's also fairly new. Are you still doing the series of YouTube of playing RCT1 maps? Yeah, that is coming back at some point. Total customers, Looping Coaster 1. Yeah, but that's a bit of an older ride, so that makes sense. Total profit, also Looping Coaster 1. Queue length, Black Diamond, only 60. That's good, because you don't really want long queues. You know, if guests are paying for the rides, you want shorter queues, because the more time they spend waiting for a ride, the less time they spend actually paying to go on rides. So, you know, queues like this are bad. What's the longest queue time? Yeah, 12 minutes. Obviously for the Space Rings ride. Well, Ice Rings, but yeah, it's basically a Space Rings. And it only has 5 tiles of queue line, and it's still got the longest queue time. You know, having a few trains worth of guests as backup for if it rains, so that you still keep making a bit of money, is nice. But you don't want to have like 200 guests in your queue. That's just a waste of money. Assuming you have ATMs. If you don't have ATMs, the story changes entirely. Drown a guest the moment they enter the park. The absolute instant. Well, let's click on the orange fella. And I'll just pick them up as soon as I can. And there we go. They were in the park for maybe 2/10 of a second. And now they drowned. I've never seen the ice skating rink. It's a custom ride. You missed my channel point reward. Well, that's what I said about a chore keeping up with it. There are lots of them today. Well, make the handyman green, moss green. That's not a ride, but alright. I never recolor my staff. I know it's possible, you know. I know about it. There are plenty of scenarios which have the staff in a different color. You know, I'll make them dark purple. I'll make these fellas which I don't have white. White security guards. Well, there's some social commentary there. So let's make them watercolored. Aren't they rides? If you pay them enough, they might become rides. Let's do a few more micro corkscrews. Can I easily build one here? I can. Nice. Also, are the ads still on? Yes, they are. Let's build one there. You are leaving the park? You are, but yeah, you're leaving it, not the... Die! God damn it, just die! There we go. You're leaving it out the way you expected to leave. Bye. Drowning in mud. That's quicksand for you. Wait, I'll turn... Oh, it's also bullet frame on. Does that fit under here? Yeah, that's not connected. Alright. How much are we making a month? 48k, 60k in May. Nice. I feel like there should be more basic injuries, not just deaths. Like, the less your rides are inspected, the more mildly dangerous they are for people that get to bump on a noggin or something. The problem with that is that was really hard to implement back in 2000. And it's probably still difficult to implement that in a balanced and fun way. Not just from, you know, computer power perspective, but also just from a basic design perspective. But I think that's going to be it for today from me. We're not going to become a millionaire today, and I don't think I'm going to, you know, become a millionaire later, because, yeah, the park is basically full. It was a fun park for a one-off. Let's save it. And I'll give you the high resolution version here. It's a good park. Let's see who I can raid. Oh, Ladypuss. I haven't raided him in a while. He's playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. He's live. He's doing Factory Capers. Alright, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you Wednesday on the live stream. And I wish you all a good night. And a goodbye. And a good everything. Have fun at Ladypuss's stream. See ya. Bye-bye.